We're based all things HSE, safety and compliance, and really targeting all of the red tape and all of the hoops that these contractors have to jump through, they have to abide by just to be able to put boots on the ground to go to work. And that becomes a highly, highly costly, ineffective strain for them. It's mandatory, and so you got to do it. But we wanted to build a service model for them so that they don't have to work on that. They don't have to busy their time. They don't have to spend their money on it. We can create a much simpler method for them while keeping them, their workers trained, their databases managed, and make sure that they're in compliance with every customer that they're going to work with across the board, no matter who they're bidding work through. A main focal point for us is the operator qualifications training. We offer OQ for any contractor that basically has to jump through the hoops of, does their client want Veriforce OQ, Energy WorldNet OQ, NCCER OQ, OQSG OQ, who accepts what? When the OQ rule came into play, there was some standards set in place, but it left a lot of gray area. It didn't say anybody who wants to do this can follow these rules and do it, but you're all going to belong to the national OQ training system. It left it as a free-for-all. And so what you have is companies like Shell saying, we like this. Companies like Kinder Morgan saying, nope, no good for us. We like this training. So if you spent tens of thousands of dollars training your workforce and you finish that job for Shell, and all of a sudden you just bid a job and were awarded to go to work for Kinder Morgan, now all of a sudden you have an untrained workforce, that's garbage.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And that resonates all the way down from the oil and gas end users all the way down to every common man on the job site. Well, in the OQ world, you're getting away from
What is OQ?
operator qualifications.
Okay.
And a lot of that just stems basically from Uncle Sam got really sick and tired of fatalities, small towns blowing up, line ruptures, explosions, abnormal operating conditions that are extremely detrimental to either people, property, or environment. So the OQ training is more of a one-on-one. You have to take your exam. You have to prove your knowledge on that skill set, and it's individual skill sets. So that could be excavate a loaded line, that could be repair the valve, that could be paint and coat the pipeline, that could be prepare the pipeline for coating, that could be lowering in of a line, you name it, hundreds and hundreds of tasks. But if you're going to take that exam, it's not good enough for you to just be able to pass an exam. You then have to go to the performance side as a two-part qualification. For instance, flange bolting. You might be able to pass that test, but if you can't get up on my workbench and show me the proper torquing process or the proper bolting process and the proper gasket settings, you don't pass. It's a two-part process. And once you've passed both parts, that's all submitted to the OQ company. They verify it, and then through your subscription to the OQ company and your subscription to the database, you can make that qualification sync into that database for that client. It's expensive to not only have a safety team, but to have a true HSE director on your payroll. So we take all of that and we offer that in turnkey packages through a monthly subscription for anybody that's interested. And we can tier it as highly detailed and specified as you need, as hands-on as you want, or as backed off and backdoor behind the scenes as what will help you in a sense of, we can simply take care of all your databases so you don't have to waste your time with that.
Yeah.
We're writing policies, we're writing procedures, we are doing the training, we are doing site audits, we are offering site safety personnel. We're creating a turnkey HSE department for some of these contractors that don't have that, or they just simply haven't established it with the right personnel, but they want to be doing the right thing because they're able to go out and garner the work. Their relationships are in place for them to start work at day one, and we're here to help them.
Gotcha.
We're here to help them get through that. There's a lot of people out there that use ISN for many different things, but all of my experience and a lot of midstream and oil and gas experience with IS Networld, if you want to break it down as simplistically as possible, think of it as a massive filing cabinet, just this huge database. And so what it is a portal for the oil and gas companies to go in and be able to vet contractors. And so if you're Mr., let's just say Kinder Morgan, and I want your work, I want to do your project, I want to be on your bid list, I then have to take all of my company's data at Johnny's Pipeline Service, whoever that may be, upload my insurance, upload my OSHA statistics, upload my man hours, upload my employees, upload their training, then know the back end side on how all of those OQ training entities sync in through the API systems in place to have the worker trainings flow into IS Networld, so that supposedly the Kinder Morgan personnel or whomever can check and vet that contractor to make sure that they're getting a solid company. And that all depends on what the oil and gas company likes. So you might have a red light or a green light status. You might have an at-risk or not approved status. Or think of an old school report card from junior high where you might have A, B, C, or D letter grade for that client.
Yeah.
So even therein lies the problem that you might be an A+ solid gold contractor for company A, but for company B, they're not even going to let you on site.
Yeah.
You don't meet their standards. And it might not be that you're not following the rules. It's just simply you didn't pay to play in the system they want you to.